Stop. Right now. Wherever you are. Whatever you are doing. Just stop. I want you to close your eyes for 1 second and listen to the voice inside your head. That voice, the one that whispers, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you'll never make it. Who do you think you are? That voice has been lying to you your entire life. And today, right here, right now, we are going to kill it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Take a deep breath. Because for the next few minutes, I am not going to sugarcoat anything. I am not going to hand you a warm cup of comfort and tell you everything is going to be okay. No. Because comfort is the enemy of greatness. And you did not come here to stay the same. You came here because something inside of you is tired. Tired of playing small. Tired of second guessing. Tired of watching other people live the life you were meant to live. You came here because deep down, you know, there is a version of you that is bigger, bolder, and braver than the one who walked in the door today. And that version of you is trapped. Trapped behind a wall, built brick by brick, thought by thought, doubt by doubt. A wall called negative thinking. Today, we tear that wall down. Let me tell you something. The biggest enemy you will ever face in your life is not your boss. It is not your ex. It is not the person who bullied you in school. It is not the neighbor who talks behind your back. It is not the industry that rejected you or the family that misunderstood you. Your biggest enemy lies between your 2 ears. Your mind. Your own mind is the single most powerful weapon on this planet. And most people are using it against themselves. They wake up in the morning and the first thing they do is criticize themselves in the mirror. They look at their reflection and instead of saying, "Good morning, warrior," they say, I look terrible." They walk into a room and instead of thinking, "I belong here," they think, "Everyone is going to notice I don't belong." You are drowning and you are the one holding your own head underwater. Think about that for a moment. Really think about it. If a stranger walked up to you on the street and said even half the things you say to yourself every day, you would call the police. You would fight back. You would not stand for it. So why do you let yourself talk to you like that? Because you have been trained to. Society trained you. Comparison trained you. Failure trained you. Rejection trained you. Every no you ever got, every door slammed in your face, every person who said you weren't enough, they installed software in your brain. And that software is still running every single day in the background, quietly telling you that you are less than. Ladies and gentlemen, today we uninstall that software. Let me be honest with you. I know what it feels like to be the outsider. I know what it feels like to walk into a room and feel like every eye is scanning you, judging you, deciding whether you are enough. I know what it feels like to be told you are too dark, too different, too foreign, too ambitious, too loud, too quiet, too much, too little. I know what it feels like to sit alone in a room and cry. Not because someone hurt you, but because you hurt you. Because the voice in your head said things no enemy would dare to say out loud. I know what it feels like to have a dream so big that even you are afraid of it. A dream so big that when you say it out loud, people laugh. And slowly, you start to laugh at it too. You start to believe them. You start to shrink. You start to fold that dream up smaller and smaller until it fits in a drawer, hidden away, where no one, including you, can see it. And that is where dreams go to die. Not in the world outside. Not in the marketplace. Not in the auditions or the interviews or the pitches. Dreams die in the silent drawer of your own doubting mind. But listen to me. Listen carefully. Every person you admire, every single one, has heard that same voice. The billionaire, the Olympic athlete, the Oscar winner, the scientist who cured a disease, the immigrant who built an empire. They all heard the voice that said, "You can't." The difference? They talked back. Here is a secret nobody teaches you in school. Negative thinking is not the truth. It is a habit. Read that again. Negative thinking is not the truth about you. It is not a reflection of reality. It is not a prophecy. It is not a warning from the universe. It is a habit. A mental habit you have practiced so many times that your brain now does it automatically, like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes. And any habit can be broken. You were not born thinking you were not enough. Have you ever seen a baby look in a mirror and say, My thighs are too big? Never. Babies stare at themselves like they are looking at a miracle. Because they are a miracle. And so are you. You were born believing in yourself. You were born fearless. You were born whole. Somewhere along the way, the world convinced you otherwise. And you accepted it. That is the tragedy. Not that the world told you lies, but that you believed them without a fight. Today, we fight back. There are 3 voices inside your head. Learn them, recognize them, master them. Voice number 1, the critic. The critic is the voice that says, you're not good enough. The critic is the voice that tears you down every time you try something new. The critic sees a photograph of you and points out every flaw. The critic hears you speak in a meeting and replays what you said for hours afterward, cringing. The critic pretends to be your protector. It says, I'm just being realistic. I'm just trying to save you from embarrassment. But the critic is a liar. The critic is not protecting you. The critic is imprisoning you. Voice number 2, the coward. The coward is the voice that says, what if you fail? What if they laugh? What if it doesn't work? What if you look stupid? The coward keeps you small because small feels safe. The coward whispers that mediocrity is fine, that average is okay, that you should stop trying so hard because at least then you cannot be disappointed. The coward wants you to stay in your comfort zone forever. And here is the truth about comfort zones. Nothing grows there. Not love, not success, not confidence, not you. Voice number 3, the champion. The champion is quiet. The champion is small at first, barely a whisper, because you have not fed it. You have not listened to it. You have not exercised it. The champion is the voice that says, try anyway, show up anyway, speak anyway, love anyway, dream anyway. The champion is the voice of every version of you that ever accomplished anything hard. The child who learned to walk after falling 100 times. The student who studied all night. The heart that healed after being broken. The champion is the real you. And your job, starting today, is to feed that voice until it drowns out the other 2. I want to give you a phrase, 2 words, write them down, tattoo them on your soul. And yet. When the critic says, you have failed so many times, you reply, and yet, I am still here. When the coward says, you are afraid, you reply, and yet, I will do it anyway. When the world says, you are too old, too young, too poor, too different, too broken, you reply, and yet, I am going to try. And yet is the language of survivors. And yet is the language of comeback stories. And yet is the language of people who refuse to be defined by their scars. Every great story in human history contains those 2 words. They said it couldn't be done. And yet, he had nothing when he started. And yet, she was told to give up. And yet. Make and yet your battle cry. Do you know why most people never chase their dreams? It is not because they lack talent. It is not because they lack resources. It is not because the timing is wrong. It is because they are waiting to feel ready. I have news for you. You will never feel ready. The confidence does not come before the action. The confidence comes from the action. You do not wait until you feel brave to speak up. You speak up, and then you become brave. You do not wait until you feel worthy to apply for the job. You apply for the job, and then you discover you were worthy all along. Feelings follow action, not the other way around. If you sit around waiting for the fear to disappear before you take the leap, you will die, still sitting there. The fear does not go away. The fear just gets quieter the more times you prove it wrong. So do not wait for permission. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait to feel worthy. Do not wait for the negative thinking to stop. Act while afraid. Move while doubting. Dream while criticized. That is how you kill negative thinking. Not by arguing with it. Not by meditating it away. Not by pretending it does not exist. You kill it by moving forward while it is still screaming in your ear. And eventually, it realizes it has lost and it goes silent. Listen to me very carefully. You cannot kill your negative thinking if you are surrounded by negative people. Look around you. Look at your 5 closest friends. Look at the people you scroll past on social media 100 times a day. Look at the voices you invite into your ears through podcasts, television, and conversation. Are they lifting you up? Or are they pulling you down? Because your mind is a garden. And every person you spend time with is either planting flowers or planting weeds. There are people in your life right now, I promise you, who are addicted to your smallness, who feel safer when you are struggling, who feel superior when you doubt yourself, who quietly celebrate when you fail because it justifies their own failures. You do not owe them your future. You do not owe them your dreams. You do not owe them access to your peace. Cut them off or love them from a distance. But stop feeding them your energy, because every hour spent with a person who drains you is an hour stolen from the person you are trying to become. Find people who see something in you that you do not yet see in yourself. Find people who talk about ideas, not people. Find people who cheer for you loudly and correct you gently. Those are your tribe. Those are the ones you build with. Here is a truth that will change your life if you let it. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes you made when you were 20. You are not the heart that got broken. You are not the business that failed. You are not the addiction you fought. You are not the family you were born into. You are not the labels people gave you when they did not understand you. You are the storyteller. And you can pick up the pen at any moment and change the story. Most people carry their past around like a suitcase full of bricks. They drag it into every new relationship, every new job, every new opportunity. And then they wonder why they are exhausted. They wonder why they cannot move fast enough. They wonder why happiness always feels just out of reach. Put the suitcase down. Yes, your past happened. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it was unfair. But your past is not your prison. Your past is your tuition. You paid the price. You learned the lessons. Now graduate. The story of your life is still being written, and the most important chapters are the ones you have not lived yet. I want to give you something practical, something you can do starting tomorrow morning. Protect the first hour of your day like your life depends on it, because it does. The first hour after you wake up is when your subconscious mind is most open. Whatever you feed it during that hour will shape the rest of your day. Whatever thoughts you plant in that soil will grow into the fruit you eat all day long. So what do most people do in that first hour? They grab their phone. They scroll through other people's highlight reels. They read the news, which is basically an intravenous drip of fear straight into their veins. They check emails full of demands. They compare themselves to strangers. They start their day already feeling behind, already feeling less than, already feeling anxious. No wonder you feel exhausted before you even leave the bed. Change it. For the first hour of your day, no phone, no news, no comparison. Instead, breathe. Move your body. Drink water. Read something that builds you up. Write down what you are grateful for. Speak your goals out loud. Look in the mirror and, even if you feel silly, tell yourself, today I am unstoppable. Because you know what? Winners do not feel like winners every morning either. But they speak like winners until they become winners. Somewhere along the way, someone told you that failure is the opposite of success. They lied. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. Failure is the tuition you pay to enroll in the university of your dreams. Failure is the proof that you tried. Failure is the raw material out of which every great life is built. The people who never fail are the people who never try. And the people who never try are the people who die with their music still inside them. I would rather fail spectacularly at chasing something magnificent than succeed comfortably at something small. Wouldn't you? So the next time you fail, and you will fail, do not let the negative voice have a field day with it. Do not spiral. Do not decide that this failure defines you. Do not close the door. Instead, say to yourself, good. Now I know something I didn't know before. Now I am one step closer. Now I have earned the right to try again. Smarter, stronger, wiser. Failure is not a wall. Failure is a door. And every door you knock down brings you closer to the one that opens. I want you to do something for me. Right now, wherever you are, close your eyes. Just for a moment. Picture yourself 5 years from now. But not the average version. Not the same old version. I want you to picture the highest version of yourself. The version who kept every promise to themselves. The version who kept showing up. The version who killed the negative thinking and built something magnificent out of their life. See them. Really see them. How do they walk? How do they speak? What do their eyes look like? What do they wear? Who do they love? What have they built? What have they overcome? That person is real. That person is waiting. That person is not a fantasy. That person is a promise. A promise that lives inside you, right now, in the same body you are sitting in. And every choice you make from this moment forward is either bringing you closer to that person or further away. The future you is watching. The future you is begging you to make the hard choice, to do the workout, to make the call, to send the email, to end the relationship that is killing your spirit, to start the project you have been afraid to start, to be brave for just one more day. Do not let the future you down. I need to tell you something else, because I know this thought lives in so many of you. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are not out of time. You compare yourself to people who are 25 and successful, and you feel like a failure at 35. You compare yourself to people who are 50 and thriving, and you feel like a failure at 45. But life is not a race with a fixed finish line. Life is a canvas. And some people paint their masterpiece early, and some people paint it late, and some people paint it in the middle. It does not matter when. It only matters that you paint. There are people who found their calling at 70. There are people who wrote their first book at 60. There are people who fell in love at 80. There are people who started over from nothing at 50 and built empires by 60. Time is not your enemy. Comparison is your enemy. Stop measuring your chapter 3 against someone else's chapter 20. Start measuring today's you against yesterday's you. That is the only race that matters. We're almost at the end. But before you leave here, before you walk back into the world, I need you to make a promise. Not to me, not to your family, not to anyone else. Make a promise to yourself. Promise yourself that starting today, every time the negative voice tries to speak, you will speak louder. Every time the critic says you can't, you will say watch me. Every time the coward says stay small, you will say not today. Every time the world tries to shrink you, you will expand. Because here is the final truth. The truth I want you to carry in your pocket every single day for the rest of your life. You were not born to be ordinary. I do not care what your background is. I do not care what your last name is. I do not care what your bank account looks like right now. I do not care what your report card said. I do not care who told you that you would never amount to anything. You were not born to be ordinary. You were born to burn. You were born to break. You were born to break the ceilings that were built to contain your parents and your grandparents. You were born to be the answer to prayers your ancestors whispered into the wind. You did not survive everything you have survived just to give up now. You did not come this far to only come this far. So stand up. Straighten your back, lift your chin, and walk out of here like you own the ground beneath your feet. Because you do. The negative thinking? Kill it. The doubt? Kill it. The version of you that plays small? Kill it. Bury it in the past where it belongs. And walk into your future with a fire in your chest and a fight in your bones. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is waiting for the real you. The bold you, the brave you, the unafraid you. Do not keep the world waiting any longer. Kill the negative thinking and go become the legend you were always meant to be. Thank you.